If you want to lose body fat and keep your muscle, or potentially even gain some muscle, or just generally build a lean muscular physique, then there's one thing that's really, really important that a lot of people don't look at. And that is going around your day-to-day life with the same thought process that you had previously. Your body reflects how you think, what you do, your habits, your decision making. So if you're skinny fat, then that means maybe you're not as active in the gym, maybe you're not lifting weights, maybe you're not getting stronger, maybe you're not eating enough protein, maybe you're eating too many calories, maybe you work from a desk, maybe you're quite sedentary, whatever. The body's reflecting what you've been putting it through over the past few years or months. So to expect to reach a lean muscular physique and carry on the same habits is just illogical. It's not going to work, right? And that's kind of obvious when you say it out loud, yet after working with genuinely thousands of people now and getting over 147 transformations, they're going up. I find that most men that start with me tell me that they're really on it. Their nutrition's great, they eat healthy, they're exercising all the time, but they just cannot understand why they're not getting results. And sometimes it's just the fact that they've hit a plateau and their body's not progressing. Maybe this happened to you where you go to the gym, you go through the motions, you're eating the chicken, broccoli, rice, you're having the protein shakes, you're taking creatine, all the multivitamins, influencer stack number 1, and you're just not seeing results. So it could be just the fact that you've adapted and plateaued and you need to be more specific with your training, or maybe your newbie gains run out, or you could just have really bad genetics, right? Like myself. Or most of the time, when you actually analyze what you're actually doing genuinely with a fine tooth comb, right? You're actually paying attention to the numbers properly and, your habits throughout the week and actually really, not let anything slip through the cracks. 9 times out of 10, the calories are just too high. They're just too high for what you're trying to do. I've got clients where they've come to me saying, right, I've tracked my calories for years. I'm training really, really hard. Everything's been spot on, but for 10 years, I haven't really seen any progress. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether I should do keto, carnivore, or they start looking around for all these fads, right? Or whatever the latest trend is that the influencers are pushing these days, right? As soon as they track the calories, I'm like, right, well, you're over by 1,000. And that's if you haven't missed anything. And they're like, oh, well, that's not that much, is it? And when you add up the numbers, it is. And that's not to criticize these individuals. I do this all the time. There was one time when I did a diet and I was not losing any weight and I was hitting my numbers and I was training really well. I was like, what is going on? Felt like Gordon Ramsay in the kitchen, mate. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I felt like an idiot sandwich. I didn't know what was going on. So what I did was I tracked my calories thoroughly and I was like, right, yeah, everything's right. I thought, am I missing anything? Am I missing anything? I was like, right, I'm going to be annoyingly over the top with my tracking, right? I'm going to weigh out the ketchup. I'm going to make sure if I lick a lollipop, I'm going to track it, right? And what I learned is that I wasn't even tracking the oil or sauces with most of my meals. And then I was having coffees and teas throughout the day and I wasn't tracking the little splash of milk. You think to yourself, well, that's not that much, 16 calories. It's not that much. But you have 3, 4, 5 coffees and you cook 3 times a day with oil and you put a bit of Nando sauce and a bit of barbecue sauce with it, you add it up, that's 400 calories, 500 calories right there. So I was at maintenance without even realizing it. And so many times a client would work with me, they'd track their food, I look through their food and, it's good. Oh, but it's the weekend, mate. So, I had a pizza and 10 pints. Okay. But then Monday's good. So I don't know why I'm not losing weight. Do you know what I mean? So basically the point in this video is to kind of hopefully get you to reanalyze what you're doing because it's frustrating to put in the effort. It's frustrating to work hard, and expect to see changes, not see them. And it could be your programming's rubbish. It could mean that you've plateaued and you need more specific programming. Could mean that you're not accountable enough, you might need some help, or you could just be missing something that you don't know about, and that could save you tremendous amounts of time. Now, I'll leave you with this, and I always talk about tracking calories. I know it's boring, I know it's been said to the hills, but I'll leave you with this. I didn't track actually from the age of 14 to about 20, 21, and I looked the same, right? Identically the same. I was eating the right foods, I was training great, nothing changed. I then tracked from the age of about 20 and a half, 21-ish, to about 22 for about 6 months. And I was able to gain significant muscle whilst keeping it very, very lean. I'll probably whack a little photo up just for proof. All I did was track my calories. And I was like, oh, actually, I'm not eating enough protein. Actually, I'm falling off this day. Actually, that day's not quite right. And it helped me work out those problems, lock it in. And I got 10 times better results. It was that simple. Now, I got a friend called Callum, shout out Callum, and he never had a transformation. And he was training the same time as me. I met him in the gym, eating very good. He was quite knowledgeable, but looked the same for years. I was like, have you ever tried tracking your calories? He goes, oh, no, I don't want to do that. Okay. And he went backwards and then we booked a holiday and he was like, right, I'm going to track my calories. And he got in his best shape of his life within, I think it was 6 weeks or 7 weeks. It wasn't very long. And he just locked in his numbers and realized, holy crap, I didn't realize how much I was missing. So me personally, I've never made progress if I've not tracked. If I wing it and just hope for the best, kind of end up maintaining and slowly going backwards. You're either going forwards or backwards. There's no such thing as staying in the middle. And anytime I want progress, I track, I get the results predictably. In fact, I just had a client, I'll pop up transformation. This is done in 14 weeks. He joined the end of January and he lost, 18 pounds, I think it was. And he'd already done incredibly well on his own, but we sped up the whole process. Guess what? We just tracked the calories. You know, obviously we trained specifically, we adapted his numbers, I reviewed it, I kept him accountable. There's obviously a lot more to it than just calories in, calories out, because there's lifestyle and habits. But the bottom line was we locked in his food and the results were guaranteed in a short time frame. Whereas the clients that slow down, or the people that don't get results, are the ones that aren't really paying attention to those numbers. And the numbers are the make or break. You could have the best training plan in the world, but if your nutrition's whack, it's not going to work. You could have a crap training plan, but amazing nutrition, and you'll probably see some good results. And that's not to gloss over and say that training isn't important. Training is very important. Once your nutrition is locked in and you start hitting a plateau, then you need to advance your training. You know, who would have thought exercise and nutrition is how you get in shape? But the point of this video is, if you're not seeing progress, know your numbers. Get them right. I have a free nutritional blueprint, actually. I'll give you that. I've had 1,000 people download it. It's nothing magical. I'm not going to be one of those gurus going, oh yeah, super shred nutrition, blah, 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 meal plan. No, it's just how I work out the calories for my clients, how I set macros, how I learn to adjust them so you can get to that point. Because if someone gave me that, God, I don't even want to say how many years ago, but a long time ago, they would have genuinely saved me 6 to 7 years of guesswork. I was like, why isn't this working? I'm eating chicken, broccoli, rice. Should I have Ezekiel bread? Should I have brown rice instead of white rice? Should I be cutting out carbs? Should I eat fruit? Is sugar bad? I was all over the place. And then when I looked in my numbers, I was like, oh, everyone's just talking about the wrong things. You've got to get your numbers right. It doesn't matter what you eat as long as it's, you know, not pure junk all the time. And it made dieting very easy, very sustainable. And now I can eat a lot more calories and get away with it and be flexible, and dieting doesn't feel like dieting anymore. It's easy, to be honest with you, for me now. So if you're struggling with your food and your numbers, download that nutritional blueprint. And if you want some one-to-one help with me, you can book a call down below if that's something you're interested in. But other than that, I hope this video helps you out, and have yourself a wonderful day. And go and watch this video to learn whatever it is I've put here. Probably good, might be crap, who knows? Take a click and find out.